Some people do not listen when you are explaining. They only listen when you stop. When you keep trying to make them understand, they may treat your words like noise. They may interrupt, dismiss, defend themselves, or make you feel like your pain is too much. So you explain again. You choose softer words. You try to sound calmer. You repeat the same hurt in a different way, hoping this time they will finally hear you. But after a while, something inside you gets tired, not because you have nothing left to say, but because you realize the problem was never that you explained it badly. The problem was that they were not willing to listen. And sometimes, the moment you stop explaining is the first moment they realize you were serious the whole time. One reason some people only listen when you stop explaining is because your silence feels different from your words. Your words gave them room to argue, room to defend themselves, room to say you were overreacting, room to pretend they did not understand. But silence removes that room. When you stop explaining, they can no longer debate your tone. They can no longer twist your meaning. They can no longer focus on how you said it. They can no longer focus on how you said it. And that is why your silence can feel louder than your voice. Because it does not ask to be understood anymore. It shows that something inside you has changed. You are not trying to win the conversation. You are not trying to prove your pain. You are not trying to make them see what they refuse to see. You are simply done repeating yourself to someone who kept treating your words like they did not matter. Another reason explaining yourself too much becomes exhausting is that some people make you question your own pain. You begin the conversation knowing what hurt you, but after they defend themselves, minimize tea, change the subject, or make you feel dramatic, you start wondering if you explained it wrong, if you reacted too strongly, if maybe you should have stayed quiet. And slowly, their refusal to listen becomes your self-doubt. You replay the conversation in your mind. You think of better words, softer words, calmer words, as if the right sentence would finally make them care. But the truth is, when someone wants to understand you, they do not need your pain to be perfectly packaged, not for what they can criticize. They listen for what is real. And when someone keeps making you doubt your own hurt, sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is stop handing them more words to misunderstand. One of the most exhausting parts of explaining yourself too much is that some people turn your pain into a debate. You tell them what hurts you, and suddenly, the conversation is no longer about what they did. It becomes about your tone, your timing, your wording, your reaction. You should have said it differently. You are being too emotional. You are making this bigger than it is. Or, I would have listened if you were calmer. And slowly, you are no longer talking about your pain. You are defending the way you expressed it. That is how some people avoid accountability. They move the focus away from their behavior and place it on your reaction. But emotionally mature people do not need your pain to sound perfect before they are willing to care. If someone only listens when your words are perfectly soft, they may not be listening to understand you. They may only be listening for a reason to dismiss you. Have you ever tried to explain your pain, only for someone to make the conversation about your tone? Share your experience in the comments. There comes a point where you have to stop proving your pain to people who keep questioning it. You do not need to keep explaining why something hurt you. You do not need to keep finding the perfect words. You do not need to keep making your pain sound acceptable, just so someone will finally take it seriously. Because if someone only respects your feelings after you explain them perfectly, they are not respecting your feelings. They are judging your presentation. And that can slowly make you lose trust in your own voice. You start editing yourself, softening yourself, shrinking yourself, trying to become easier to hear for someone who never truly wanted to listen. But your pain does not become real only when they approve of it. Your feelings do not become valid only when they agree with them. And your truth does not need to be repeated endlessly to someone committed to misunderstanding it. Sometimes the strongest thing you can say is nothing more. When you finally stop explaining, something important happens. You stop measuring your truth by whether someone accepts it. You stop asking people to validate pain they already saw. You stop begging to be understood by someone who kept choosing confusion. And slowly, your energy begins to return to you. The energy you spent choosing the right words. The energy you spent softening your pain. The energy you spent trying to sound calm enough, gentle enough, reasonable enough to be treated with basic care. But peace often begins when you stop performing your pain for people who refuse to respect it. You can still speak clearly. You can still set boundaries. You can still walk away with honesty. But you no longer have to keep explaining yourself to people who only listen when your silence starts costing them access to you. Because sometimes stopping the explanation is not giving up. It is finally choosing yourself. You do not have to keep explaining your pain to someone who keeps choosing not to hear it. Sometimes silence is not weakness. It is the moment you stop begging your truth to be accepted and start trusting it yourself. For more videos about psychology, human behavior, and self-worth, subscribe to Zin Insights.